Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Developer Log. My name is Zane, and I'm the founder of Ships. And I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that we tackled today. So today we were playing around a little bit with the login. So typically within, let's say, the near ecosystem, there is a login that looks something like this. I'm just going to use Parse as an example, but pretty much so all of the apps are kind of doing this just because it's the way that it kind of sets up. So they go here and click login. Maybe you have a screen like this that says login with near. Will pop up as something like, who do you want to be? So in this case, I'm going to be like sea lions. And so I'll allow it. And then it calls back into whatever sort of login screen that you want. So what I wanted to do was to play with this and to try a different pattern that's probably more along the way that MetaMask may work or something of the sort. So what I'm doing is I'll just demo it to you first. So this is a little tool called xstate. And so what xstate does is it tries to make a state machine that you can define. So you can click and like sort of trigger your UX actions or any kind of state machine you have without actually like going through the mechanical motions. So this will just pop up. It's for like debugging purposes. Okay, so anyways, here we're at a clean state to log in of ships. I'll probably use this pattern for ships and swapland, but we'll focus here. So here I might click on login. This is a little slow. There's a little bit of a redirect that happens. It takes you to the near wallet, just like we saw before. I'm going to go ahead and choose this account. Okay. Connecting with your packager, etc. We connect. Do it again. And boom. I think I might have a debugger going. But the long and short is typically what happens is that you're able to use PostMessage to grab the proper account ID. For some reason, I'm not closing this window out. And that allows you to then get to the end of the sequence. So if we go forward, we can take a look at what this looks like in code. More or less, we have this little snippet here, which I call like sort of wallet sign-in. And so what wallet sign-in does is it just wraps around the wallet connection that you would normally create. You can check the status of that, or then you can request to sign in. And so when you request sign in, that means like you're able to get the whole pop-up and all that. And so I have a couple configurations that set up what the front end URI should be and this wallet auth route. So what wallet auth looks like, because this is a React app, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but essentially wallet app is a React functional component that basically takes the location and history, then it uses the effects to then parse and extract the callback URL. So the callback URL is normally like account ID underscore public key, and then it gives you all keys, etc., right there in the URL. So what we do is we open the window, we check to see whether or not it's closed, and then this is just some debugging information. And then we say like, whoever opened the window, we're going to post a message back with the account ID. And then that's kind of the signal that the process completed. So if we look at how we launch this, so Ships and swapland are kind of interesting in the sense that they use xstate for managing state. So that's kind of another topic for another time. But essentially what we do is we have our parent window, which is the one that we start off on, and we open a new window that points to this wallet off page, and that immediately redirects to the wallet URL to do all of the request signing. And then when the request signing happens, it then responds back, because remember the post message that we just did. Let's see if I can go back to it. So if we remember the post message that we just did right here. So if you remember the post message that we just did, which was send the account ID, and then we launched from this location here, where we open up the new window. We have this event listener that's listening for when a message comes across. And so when that happens, we can then close the cycle, and then we can resolve this promise, which then allows me to reliably know, without having to parse the URL and change context, whether or not the other window successfully completed its task. And so this is going to be really nice if you want to do something with OpenRPC and doing like requests, like the way that these requests happen on, say, the Ethereum network, where we're able to query the smart contracts. In this case, we'd be able to handle things like payables, where you need to request for signature for the transaction to go through. So I'm really excited to keep hacking on this. There's clearly a bug. I think I saw the bug right now, which is this event listener is not added at the right time. The event listener needs to be added before I open the window. And then I just parse out like the origin. And then once I am confident I received the correct request, I can then close it and resolve. And then I assume the person is logged in, because when you need to sign transactions, etc., if the key store doesn't line up, then there'll be other issues. But this is I think a step in the right direction. All right, so that's my brief for the day, and I will catch you later. Always find me on Discord. Check the links below. Yeah, drop in, say hi. Also Tuesdays, Thursdays, Twitter Spaces, 7:30 p.m. with Shane Jonas of AstroTech. All right, night.